Okay, lesson 16 is about box plots, and we're going to go over how to make a box plot. Okay, so on here you can see 20 people are participated in a study about blinking. They talk about how many times they blinked watching a video for 1 minute. Here's the 20 people in order from the smallest number of blinks 3 to the largest 51. And what I did already for you is I have the median figured out right here. I'm pretty sure that, well, I guess I can look at it. It is 15. I drew the little arrow here because the 10th number is 14. The 11th number is 16. Add those together, you get 30. Divide by 2, and you get 50. And we have an even set of data, so we're doing. Found the quartile 1 by taking the top half and going to numbers 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add them together. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So quartile 1 is over at 12. In quartile 3, here's the 5th and 6th number of the second half. Add them together. 42 divided by 2 is 21. Right here. And so there. So you would have a split here, a split here. So you have 4 sets of data, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this box plot has already been done, and the way you make a box plot is at the left-hand side of your box. Here's your box. The left-hand side of your box is quartile 1. So I just moved up from quartile 1, drew a line. The right-hand edge of your box is quartile 3. So I drew a line and connected them. And then the line that's in the middle is where the median is. In this case, it's 15. So the line goes right here. These lines that go out over here, sometimes you'll hear these box plots called box and whisker plots. So the whisker goes out to the smallest number in the data set, which is 3. Boom, boom. And the largest number, which is 51. So what can you tell on this information? So when I see this, the point of a box plot is to give you a visual and see how the spread of the data is. So all of this is split up into 25%, right? The quartiles. There's 25% of the data, another 25% of the data, another 25%, and another 25%. So half of the data is right here between 3 and 15. And you see how close that is together. The other half is between 15 all the way out to 51. This is really spread out. And the last group, that last quartile, is really spread out because it goes from 21 to 51. That's a huge spread over here in that last half or last quarter of the data. So half of the data is also here between quartile 1 and quartile 3. It just depends on how you want to look at it. So that's how you make a box plot. So over here, here's a box plot, and they did not give you any of the data itself. All I know is that I can tell that the smallest number in the data set is 2. Okay, so if I'm making my data set, I know I have a 2. I know the largest number is 15. Those are all of the numbers that I can actually figure out of the data set. When I say data set, I'm talking about like these numbers down here. Keep in mind that the median and the first quartile and the third quartile are not necessarily going to be a number in the data set. They can be, but they don't have to be. These are the only two, These are the only two numbers that I know that are in the data set, 2 and 15. I also know the first quartile is 5. So quartile 1 is 5. Quartile 3 is 10. And the median is 6. So the interquartile range, you're going to remember that you take quartile 3, which is 10, subtract quartile 1 away, 5 away from it, gives you 5. And the greatest number of books read by a student in this group was the 15. That's that end of that whisker out here on the right. And so the thing about box plots on here is you can't, without the data set, which again, something like that down here at the bottom, Without the data set, if they just give you the box plot, you can't find the mean of this set of data. You can find the median, you can find the third quartile, you can find the first quartile, you can find the range, but you can't find the mean because you don't know the exact number. So this could be 5 pieces of data. It could be 5 million pieces of data. We don't know. All we know is that what the median is, the median, the interquartile range, the largest number, and the smallest number. And quartile 1 and quartile 3. That's how you do a box plot. It's pretty simple. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.